It was supposed to be a standard late-night interview, glamour, laughs, and light-hearted chatter. Jennifer Lopez, music icon and Hollywood powerhouse, sat across from Jimmy Kimmel, glowing under the stage lights. The audience was buzzing, anticipating charm and charisma. But what started as a casual segment took a turn no one expected. Kimmel, known for poking fun, cracked a comment about Lopez's past relationships, something she's long tried to keep private. The crowd laughed nervously, unsure if the joke landed. Lopez froze, her smile faded. The temperature in the room dropped instantly. What followed wasn't a joke or a punchline. It was a clash of pride, privacy, and power broadcast live. Jimmy pressed forward, seemingly unaware he'd crossed a line. "You've got a pretty impressive dating resume, huh?" he teased. The audience chuckled, but Lopez's expression hardened. "You know, Jimmy," she began, her voice firm, "I came here to talk about my work, not be reduced to who I've dated." The laughter stopped. Her tone wasn't angry. It was assertive, raw, and crystal clear. Jimmy tried to laugh it off, raising his eyebrows and shrugging, but Lopez wasn't playing along. "This is exactly why women in this industry are exhausted," she continued. "You do twice the work, break records, launch businesses, and still get asked about your exes." The audience shifted in their seats. Kimmel attempted to pivot, but Lopez didn't let the moment slip. "I've sat on countless stages, Jimmy, and I always give grace. But tonight, I'm not going to let another man diminish what I've built because of who I've loved." The conviction in her voice was palpable. Even backstage crew stopped what they were doing, sensing the gravity of the moment. She wasn't yelling. She didn't need to. Her presence filled the room. Kimmel's face turned visibly tense. He tried to apologize, but the damage was done. This wasn't a light TV moment anymore. It was a live confrontation no one could turn away from. "You think it's funny?" she asked, locking eyes with him. "Do you know what it's like to work for decades, prove yourself over and over, and still have your career overshadowed by who you dated?" Kimmel stammered, clearly caught off guard. "I didn't mean it like that, Jen," he replied. But Lopez was already rising from her seat. The crowd gasped. "Then maybe you should think twice before turning someone's real life into your punchline." With that, she stood tall, took off her mic, and walked off stage. No drama, no shouting, just pure, undeniable power. The silence in the studio was louder than any applause. As Lopez exited the stage, Kimmel tried to regain control. "We'll be right back," he mumbled awkwardly, cutting to commercial. But it was too late. The moment had already gone viral. Social media erupted within minutes. Clips of the confrontation were shared across platforms. Fans praised Lopez for standing up for herself. "She didn't walk out, she walked tall," one user tweeted. Others criticized Kimmel for crossing a line that many felt should have been off limits. The debate over respect, celebrity culture, and how women are treated in media was reignited, and Lopez was at the center, not as a diva, but as a woman done with disrespect. Backstage, Lopez reportedly remained calm, brushing off offers to return to the stage. "There's nothing more to say," she said to her team, and truly, she had already said everything that needed to be said. On air, in real time. She didn't curse, she didn't throw things, she simply refused to be belittled. That kind of response resonated far beyond entertainment. It became a moment of cultural significance. Other celebrities chimed in with support. "She handled that with grace and fire," a fellow actress posted. Meanwhile, Kimmel's team scrambled to control the PR fallout, issuing statements about mutual respect and miscommunication. But viewers weren't buying it. The replay value of Lopez's walk-off moment soared. News outlets began analyzing the incident from every angle. Feminist writers praised her restraint and clarity. Even former critics applauded her stand. This wasn't about Lopez being Angry, one commentator said. It was about Lopez finally saying, "Enough is enough." For years, J.Lo had endured scrutiny, speculation, and satire, but this moment flipped the script. She wasn't just reacting. She was setting a boundary, one that others in the industry might follow. The shockwaves rippled far beyond one TV studio. The message was simple: respect is not optional. In the following days, J.Lo released a brief but powerful statement on her social media. "I stand for every woman who's had to smile through disrespect. Last night wasn't about anger, it was about self-worth." Her message garnered millions of likes and waves of support. The incident became a case study in media behavior, gender expectations, and what happens when the game changes live on air. Meanwhile, Kimmel issued a second apology, this time more direct. "I crossed a line. I regret that, and I respect Jennifer for calling it out." Still, for many, it wasn't just about that night. It was about decades of tolerated disrespect finally meeting a wall. As the buzz continued, J.Lo returned to her work with renewed focus. Her next public appearance was met with standing ovations. She didn't address the Kimmel incident again, not because she was avoiding it, but because she'd already owned it. The image of her walking off, composed and unapologetic, became a symbol. Her fans started using hashtags like "Walk with Respect" and "Lopez Legend." It was more than just a pop culture moment, it was a declaration, one that reminded everyone watching that success doesn't mean silence, and that grace doesn't mean tolerating disrespect. Jennifer Lopez had drawn a line, and many followed behind it. In the end, what began as a routine talk show segment became a powerful lesson in dignity. Jennifer Lopez didn't need to argue or defend. She simply walked away from disrespect. And in doing so, she reminded the world why she's more than a star. She's a force. The moment was raw, real, and unforgettable. As clips of the incident continued to circulate, one thing became clear: you don't have to raise your voice to raise a standard. Sometimes all it takes is standing up and walking out. Jennifer Lopez did just that, and the world listened.